Khamzat Chimaev accuses Sean Strickland of running away. In rematch update, I'm ready for tomorrow. The rivalry between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland refuses to die. More than a month after their unforgettable UFC 328 title fight, tensions between the two middleweight stars continue to escalate. While fans have been debating whether an immediate rematch should happen, Khamzat Chimaev has made one thing crystal clear. He wants Sean Strickland again. And he wants him as soon as possible. In his latest comments, the former UFC middleweight champion accused Strickland of avoiding a second fight while insisting that he is ready to step back into the octagon immediately. I'm ready for tomorrow, Chimaev said when discussing a potential rematch. He also suggested that the only thing preventing the fight from happening is Strickland's willingness to accept it. The remarks have reignited one of the UFC's most heated rivalries and sparked fresh debate about what should happen next in the middleweight division. The fight that changed everything. Before UFC 328, Khamzat Chimaev appeared unstoppable. The undefeated champion had steamrolled his way through elite competition and captured the middleweight title with victories over some of the toughest names in the division. Many fans believed he was beginning a long championship reign. Then came Sean Strickland. In a closely contested 5-round battle, Strickland handed Chimaev the first loss of his professional MMA career and reclaimed the UFC middleweight championship by split decision. The fight was one of the most discussed bouts of 2026 and immediately generated controversy among fans and analysts. While Strickland walked away with the belt, Chimaev walked away convinced that unfinished business remained. From the moment the fight ended, the former champion began pushing for another opportunity. Chimaev believes the story isn't finished. For many fighters, a championship defeat leads to a period of reflection. Not for Khamzat Chimaev. Instead of talking about rebuilding his position or taking another contender fight, Chimaev immediately shifted his attention toward a rematch. Over the last several weeks, he has repeatedly called for another meeting with Strickland, arguing that the rivalry deserves a second chapter. Chimaev has maintained that he is prepared to fight whenever the UFC gives the green light. His latest comments took things a step further. Rather than simply requesting a rematch, Chimaev implied that Strickland is the one delaying the process. According to Chimaev, he has already done everything necessary on his side. Now he is waiting. Accusing Strickland of running away. The strongest headline from Chimaev's recent interview came when discussing Strickland's response to a potential rematch. Chimaev suggested that the champion is avoiding the fight and claimed he has been ready for weeks. I'm ready for tomorrow, Chimaev said while explaining that he is simply waiting for Strickland to accept the matchup. Those comments immediately caught attention throughout the MMA world. The phrase running away quickly became attached to the story as fans debated whether Strickland was truly avoiding a rematch or simply pursuing different opportunities. Supporters of Chimaev believe the former champion deserves another shot after such a competitive fight. Others argue that Strickland earned the right to face a new challenger after defeating the previously unbeaten champion. Either way, the war of words has officially begun. Why Chimaev wants the rematch so badly? There are several reasons why Chimaev appears determined to run things back. The most obvious is simple. He lost. For the first time in his MMA career, Chimaev experienced defeat inside the cage. Competitors at the highest level often struggle to accept losses, especially when they believe the outcome could have gone differently. The split decision nature of the result only adds fuel to that feeling. Many observers considered the contest extremely close, and media scorecards were divided regarding who deserved the victory. From Chimaev's perspective, a rematch offers the opportunity to erase the only blemish on his professional record. It also gives him a chance to reclaim the championship that he believes still belongs to him. The weight cut explanation. Another major factor behind Chimaev's confidence is the explanation offered by his camp following UFC 328. Members of his team have argued that the champion entered the fight compromised due to an extremely difficult weight cut. According to his brother Artur Chimaev, Khamzat's body experienced serious issues during the process, including oxygen-related complications that impacted his preparation. His camp believes those problems significantly affected his performance on fight night. Whether fans accept that explanation or not, it clearly influences Chimaev's mindset. If he genuinely believes he fought far below his best level, then a rematch becomes even more appealing. In his eyes, the first fight may not have shown the real Khamzat Chimaev. Strickland doesn't seem interested. The biggest obstacle standing between Chimaev and a rematch appears to be Sean Strickland himself. Reports and comments surrounding the champion suggest that he is not aggressively pushing for another fight with Chimaev right away. Several potential contenders are lining up for title opportunities, and the UFC has numerous options available. From Strickland's perspective, an immediate rematch may not make sense. He already defeated Chimaev. He already won back the championship. And he may believe that other contenders deserve their chance first. That difference in priorities has created the current stalemate. One man wants the fight immediately. The other appears content to explore other possibilities. The UFC's difficult decision. Now the UFC faces a complicated choice. Immediate title rematches have always been controversial. Some fans love them. Others believe contenders should have to earn another opportunity. The middleweight division currently features several fighters making strong cases for title shots, which only complicates matters further. If the UFC grants Chimaev another chance, critics will argue that other contenders are being overlooked. If the promotion denies him, supporters will claim that the former champion never received a fair opportunity to settle the score. Either decision will create debate. The rivalry keeps growing. One reason the UFC may ultimately revisit the matchup is simple. People care. The rivalry between Chimaev and Strickland has become one of the most personal and entertaining feuds in the sport. Their first fight generated massive interest. The build-up was intense. The fight delivered. And the aftermath has only increased fan curiosity. Now every interview creates another headline. Every social media post sparks another argument. Every public appearance generates fresh discussion. That's exactly the kind of rivalry promoters love. What happens next? At the moment, nobody knows when Sean Strickland will defend his title again. What is clear, however, is that Khamzat Chimaev intends to remain part of the conversation. The former champion is continuing to campaign for a second fight while insisting that he is prepared whenever the UFC calls. Whether that rematch happens next month, later this year, or never at all remains uncertain. But Chimaev's message could not be clearer. He's not moving on. He's not looking elsewhere. Final thoughts. Khamzat Chimaev has made his position known. He believes Sean Strickland is avoiding a rematch. He believes unfinished business remains between them. And perhaps most importantly, he believes he is ready to fight immediately. The UFC middleweight division now finds itself at a crossroads. Will Sean Strickland eventually agree to give Chimaev another shot? Will the UFC decide that other contenders deserve priority? Or will one of the sport's biggest rivalries finally get the second chapter fans have been demanding? For now, Chimaev continues sending the same message to the champion. I'm ready for tomorrow. The only question is whether Sean Strickland is ready too.